Hey, sweet friends. This is Marla. I'm Marla Cain. If you have never seen my channel before, I am glad to have you with me. All right, we're going to do the foyer. And I love autumn so much. It really pains me to put autumn away. But I knew I was going to have a lot of fun putting together the little Christmas village, which I've never had a Christmas village. So I decided I would put on my Christmas sweatshirt and have a fun time of it. Now, I'll just tell you ahead of time that I promise I'm enjoying myself. But if you see my reflection in the mirror, or if you catch a glimpse of my face and I look like I'm just, coming off a 10-day virus, that's not the truth. I'm concentrating, but I tell you, my heart is singing. I'm very happy. So don't worry if I look like I'm not having a great time, because I really am. Okay, so I love all these little neutral pottery things and that round wood box I've had for years. And it's been in my foyer through on that little console for several seasons. And I just keep switching out the things on top of it. And speaking of console, I really don't know what that thing is. I paid $25 for it at the beach, and we had to haul it back from the beach because I loved it. I don't know what it is. I thought maybe it was like a piece of furniture that, got detached from the rest of it. I really have no idea what it is. But I immediately knew that it's shallow from front to back. And my foyer is just actually a hall. It's not, there's no room for real actual furniture. So here I am just deciding that, see how it just leans back? I actually put a nail in the floor so that it wouldn't kick out, kick toward anyone's feet and just collapse altogether. So I think the nail may be gone. I need to check that. So I love that old mirror. My little niece Audra was getting rid of it, and of course I wanted it. And that was lots of years ago. So I've had that black frame there for a long time, but I'm missing my East Lake mirror that I got on Facebook Marketplace. Turns out the seller was a friend of my son-in-law, and I sent him to go pick it up because it was, anyway, I just make my son-in-laws do these things for me, and they do them. Anyway, when Ryan got there, he realized that he knew the seller, and the seller gave it to him for less than was listed. So I think $25 was what I paid. But isn't it gorgeous? It's solid wood. It's beautiful. Okay, at this point, I'm thinking hard because I'm realizing it's too tall for the space to go in. And I thought, okay, let me just lean this little thing. I'm balancing on my head. Do as I say, don't do as I do. Never do that. Okay, so I thought I'll just let the bottom part, the decorative scroll part, slip down behind there, and the frame, protrudes further. So I thought it'll catch on that frame, and that's what I'll do. But then I got to thinking about it, and I was a little bit worried that it might be too much weight for that little wonky console that's not really an actual table. I don't know what it is. But I'm thinking about it, and I'm wondering if, I have identical twin grandsons who have autism, and they're my little feral geniuses. They're 5.5. They're in kindergarten, and they can read on the 7th grade level, we recently learned. Okay, but they're rowdy and they're feral, and they're, we got a lot of social graces to work on. So I was thinking, okay, if the twins come along, then, that's not going to be safe. So I thought, okay, I'll hang it on that good strong hook. And I did have to get Sam to put it on for me. I should have recorded him. I forgot to record him. He wouldn't have minded. So anyway, it is hanging in about exactly the same spot as when it was just resting there, but it is hanging, so it's safer. And now I don't have to worry about little grandchildren knocking it off or anything like that. And here I go with my little I had eucalyptus essential oil in there, but it smelled a lot like Gain. I think at some point I have Gain liquid laundry detergent. I'm so thrifty, girls. Like when my jug is almost empty of liquid laundry detergent, I'll run water in it and splash it around, shake it up, and then put it into a spray bottle of some kind, and that's what I use for Febreze or, cleaning surfaces, things like that. That's a side note. That's bonus. I'm not going to charge you for that one. All right, so now I'm going to bring, can you see that dog in the reflection? Ella goes everywhere I go. She hardly lets me walk. Okay, this little riser came from Hobby Lobby, and it was marked 22, and I got it for $11. Maybe it was $22.99, so $11.50. So I got the riser because the little houses, the little village pieces, there's so many of them. I found those at the Amazon Hope thrift store in Gunnersville, 48 cents each, and there's so many of them. I forget now how many there are exactly, but I knew that there would be so many of them that I would let them spill over, a few of them be on just the console and not the riser. But I wanted them gathered together on a riser. And I'm so excited because I've never had a village, a little Christmas village. My daughter Olivia has a really pretty Christmas village, and she puts it on the batting with the white lights under the batting, and it's just magical. It just looks great. But I wanted to do a little something different. And when I saw these little 48 cents a piece, these little tiny things, there's churches and little houses and pretty things. And the colors are very muted. They're very old world, antique, just my style. But I got to thinking about it. I thought, okay, I could put these on the white fluffy snow, but I don't think that they look exactly like the more brightly primary colored pieces that most people have. So I thought, you know what? I'm just going to do a not snowy village. And what I got was some Excelsior. You'll see in just a minute. But first, here's the little lights. And I did include a picture of what I used because, listen, these lights have a timer on them. And I really love battery-operated lights are wonderful. But this one has like six or eight functions to choose from as far as, steady or blinking or whatever. But the timer, I love a timer. A timer is so good because I really don't want to have to go around and turn it on and off and all that, because first world problems, that would just be too much trouble. So, do you see what that was? Pinto beans, dry beans. Okay, I had some really cute little beads that I was going to hot glue onto the bottom of each little thing because my cord, I had already tested to see if the cord would, flow nicely, and it did not. So I thought, okay, I'll use these little beads. But the beads were way too big, and it made everything look like it was up wearing high heels or something. And I just wanted it to be just lifted up enough. And I looked all over my house for different little things, and I thought, you know what? I bet a dry bean would do it. So those are pinto beans, dry pinto beans. I hope that when I store them away, that they don't land in a place that a mouse might have access to it, because a mouse might really be attracted to hot glued pinto beans and might get into my things. But I've never had that problem before. I mean, not that I glue pinto beans on the bottom of things all the time. I really don't. Okay, so what I'm doing is putting about 3 of the little lights up into it, and then letting a couple of lights be between the buildings, and then I'll go to the next one and put about 3 lights in. And I'm not sure if I catch it on this recording or not, but I didn't have enough to go around in front and do those little buildings, so I at some point here, I'm not sure if it's recorded or not, I take them out and adjust it differently, because maybe I started off with like 3 or 4 between them. I don't know. I can't remember now, but it worked out for this. You just have to play with these things. You really can't tell how it's going to work until you try it and test it and see what's going to happen. I mean, maybe some of you have really good predictive skills, but I did not. And then, okay, at this point, I'm like, that's not going to be enough. So I kind of undid and redid, and it turned out just fine, just great. Yeah, at this point, I'm like, that's not going to be enough. Okay, I also realized that I wanted the Excelsior, that's the dried grass, I wanted that to be in there. But you know what else I think? Dollar Tree always has that reindeer moss. That would really be pretty in there. I might switch some of that Excelsior out later. Can you see all the little bottle tree brushes? Bottle brush trees. A couple, those tallest ones, the dark green and the burgundy one, came from Walmart. They were about $1 a piece. And then a pack of 3 that had a Target tag on it, paid 98 cents for at the thrift store. And then those itty bitty ones came from Hobby Lobby, and they were with the miniature trees and miniature ornaments. And they had all sorts of colors, but that package that I bought had the more pastel or muted colors that I thought blended very well. Okay, so I'm trying to get a picture of it after it's done. And here's my crazy dog that thinks the world is all about her. By the way, that's a real little tree, because I feel like I will plant it if I can remember to keep it watered. I'll plant it after I'm done. I'll take it outside. It was $9.99, and I just didn't want to pay $20 for one. Okay, do you see my tree? I have a new tree this year, and it can be either multicolor or clear. Ben loves it multicolor, so when he's home in the evenings or on the weekend, it gets to be a colorful tree. And then when I'm by myself in the house with me and whatever kid happens to be here, grown kid, I mean, that's just magical. That's just precious. I love that so much. I'm really enjoying it. I also, those little branches that look like pine and spruce and cedar twigs, those came from Temu. I really like adding little sprigs of greenery, and I do have real greenery. I have Leyland cypress trees in my yard, but they will eventually shed and get on my nerves and make more work. So the little artificial ones look very real. They look good to me. And now that I've thought about the idea of getting some of that reindeer moss, I'm definitely going to add that back in. Maybe on my next video I'll show you how it looks with a little bit of the reindeer moss added in. But that is just lots of fun. And here, this ending clip is from Christmas about 2 years ago in my house, where I had identical twin frosted flocked trees, and that was fun for that year. I always do something different. Thank you for watching. I pray that you are blessed and that you are able to enjoy time with your family, and that you find moments for time just for you and the Lord, and that the Lord would speak to you in some new way every day.